We're live. Hey, everybody, welcome. Cranky's here. I'm here. We're all here. Time to have some fun.
Wow, I just got the heck scared out of me. I
Uh-oh.
I had my I've got my phone on the that was so funny. I started, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that my phone was sitting on the counter next to me, and I was trying to get something into the computer over here, so it was kind of in the peripheral vision, and then you go, "Well, live!" And it was like, "Whoa, what the heck was that?" Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't get a laugh out of some of the stuff here, you ain't got a soul. That's all there is to
Right.
it. How was your day off? Oh, a lot of people coming in.
Well, after the last few days, I came home pretty much slept it away. So,
Very good.
yeah. Even
Rest
though
rest is
today,
good.
we keep joking around. Today, it's like a heat wave. It was 36 today. So,
Nice. Yeah. That's
finally got.
we got to the 40s. It's supposed to be about 50, but I don't think we quite made it. And
Yeah, that's what they're saying. We're supposed to hit by the weekend, so we'll see.
yeah.
I believe it when I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Boy, look at all we got Dave Richardson. Hi, Dave. Mr. Silver Eagle, Blue Collar, Silver and Gold, Stack Attack. What up?
LBS.
Yeah.
Man, we
Great
we
bunch.
got all the VIPs here tonight.
I'm already behind in the chat.
Yeah.
Well, how was you that picture you sent me of that ambulance wedged
Yeah.
up on that is nothing but amazing.
Well, nobody has, and that was many years ago. I mean, far enough back, I still had hair on top of my head when that happened. But we still, to this day, 'cause I don't know if I told you or not, the one medic on that rig is now a nurse at the hospital I work at. And to this day, we still cannot figure how that guy did that with that truck.
Just amazing.
And I know a lot of people don't know what we're talking about. I sent Cranky a picture of a ambulance that was stolen by one of the not so desirable people of the city of Detroit. And when it was
Very
found,
diplomatically put.
well, yeah. I mean, there's names that people used to use back then that I won't repeat. But I don't even know how to describe this without showing the picture. Basically, this individual took a Ford I think it was a 550 chassis. So those of you who know about trucks know there's the bigger Fords with a ambulance box on the back.
Modular.
And somehow got it sideways on a rails going down a ramp to an underground parking garage. When they found the ambulance, it was sitting up like this on those rails, and we don't know how he got it there. So, and the guy was still sitting behind the wheel like he was driving. So, not about him either.
License registration, please.
Right. Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And what was funny was they even brought that up as one of the major Detroit trauma centers last weekend. Guy walks up on the ramp where all the ambulances are and tried to steal 2 ambulances. And apparently the city of Detroit actually made sure stuff worked on their new rigs when they took delivery. Because this one, he jumped in it, he got down to the bottom of the ramp and it died because the kill switch engaged. So he gets out, walks back up the ramp and tries to steal another one. Same thing. Well, then by then the police were there, and needless to say that came to an end. But yeah, it's that's like the new thing around Detroit is to steal ambulances. So it's not really a new thing, but there's an uptick again.
It's usually a pretty short career, but
right.
Hey, LBS, thanks for all the working you're doing over in there. And Vegas came in. Hey, Vegas, before we go too much further, 3D Woodworks is working on getting up. I think he's trying to get to 250 on subs. So if anybody in here hasn't subbed 3D Woodworks, go check him out, share a post or something, because he's a good man.
Oh yeah.
He's a good man. Well, this was like the first day that it wasn't, closer to zero than than to 40 degrees, and I
Right.
didn't even get out in the garage. I had an interesting encounter. I've been working on some sand casting skills,
Mhm.
and I was going to go out and pour some of the where'd it go? I was going to recast some of the mistakes, but but I didn't get to it. I had a real interesting conversation with a young politician here today, though.
Uh-oh.
A 25-year-old guy, used to be a cop.
Mhm.
And I said to him, "Man, you look chilly." And he's like, "Man, I'm cold." And I said, "Well, you want a cup of coffee?" And he said, "Sure." I said, "Because I got some things to talk about you." He's running for city council
Okay.
um, in Omaha for our district.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not gonna let that out, but um, anyway, he said the current council member's name, and I said, "That's all you got to say. You got my vote so far. Come on in. I'll make you some coffee."
All
And
right.
so we talked for quite a while. It was very nice. Um, he's got a lot of willingness to learn about things, and yet he's already, he was a former police officer, so
Yep.
he's got the dark side and the light side as far as life in North Omaha, and he grew
Yeah.
up in North Omaha,
Okay.
and so it was refreshing, and he shook my hand and left after he got warmed up, and we had a really good conversation. And he said, I'm a registered Democrat. And I said, you know what? That's okay, because I'm a registered Republican, and I vote
Yeah.
I I vote common sense, though,
Right.
because
Right.
neither side has a whole lot going for him right now. And so it was refreshing to see that. He's very family oriented, and he sees what's going on in town, that it's going to all the money that's supposed to be used for the city is getting used for corporate things, and there's a
Right.
lot of disillusioned people, and
Right. Right.
I
I
don't like
get it.
I don't like the
Uh,
direction it's going at all. But it was cool.
yeah.
It's cool.
Well, it's like I sit there and watch what's going on here in Michigan. Um our fearless leader in Lansing, she campaigned and got elected on the guise of and sorry everybody, I'm just quoting her, fix the damn roads.
Mhm.
And literally the roads didn't start getting fixed until she was running for re-election the last time, and they decided to fix everything at once. We've still got stuff that's under construction from a couple years ago, and they're just but now they're finding out that a lot of this money that was earmarked to fix the damn roads has gone to special interests, and now she wants to raise taxes again to fix the damn roads. And to show you how show you how crazy things are here, our lovely Secretary of State, who we don't trust her with our elections in Michigan, but she wants to be our next governor because our governor can't run again. And she put out her first notice that she was running for governor on social media, and it said, I want to be the next governor of the state of Minnesota.
Really?
It's like, okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
go on over to
Yeah.
Minnesota, have fun. Yeah,
Well,
hey, I'll back you for
bye.
Minnesota.
Bye. That's
But
like when Clinton left Arkansas, man. Those people down there, I spent a lot of time down there. Those people were happy as hell to get him out of that state.
right, yeah,
So,
and
whatever your politics, they didn't
well,
like.
it's our biggest thing is our state attorney general, our secretary of state, and our governor. They all got to go.
Well,
Um,
I hope you get it done.
And because our attorney general is the one that, sits there and beats her fist on the podium about everything that's wrong in the world. But, they've got video and photos of her at a University of Michigan football game where, back when U of M wasn't doing all that good. And she's drunk off her rear end and making a how can I say, a butt out of herself. And then
So she was a journalism student?
Probably. Then we have Detroit has a huge St. Patrick's Day celebration every year in an area they call it Corktown, part of Detroit. And usually I want to say it's about a week before usually the weekend before St. Patrick's Day, they have a big parade and all this other stuff. Well, there's the attorney general down in Corktown, drunk off her what again, sitting there taking swings at funny you mentioned journalists. One of our former I call him troublemaker journalists because he's the ones that'll go, was one of the ones that would go get in the face of politicians that were doing crooked stuff, and got punched in the nose more than one time by one of the former mayors of Detroit, demanding the truth about things. But there was that, and then she got up on a podium and scolded the people of Michigan one year. How dare you? My son needs counseling now because somebody wished him a Merry Christmas, and we don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they gotta go. They gotta go.
Hey, Silver Sleuth came in. We got Farmer Stacker, Being Becky. She got a video up today, y'all. Go check out Being Becky's. Being Becky, is that your first video? She did a video today. Gold Sniping Farmers here. Come on, son. How you doing, my friend? 210 came in. What else? Who else we got? I can't do it like Gold Sniping Farmer does, but
oh no, he's got a very distinct voice. If anybody else says it doesn't sound right. So.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Being Becky says she's got hi Dale M. Being Becky says she's got a few videos up. So see, that tells you how much of attention I emailed her. She emailed me and said she got some mail, and I told her I'd check it out after our live stream tonight. I want to see her video. That'll be
cool.
Yeah. And I promise, Being Becky, I will watch every one of them. How about that?
There you go.
Watch me outside.
Yeah, I've got to play some catch up myself. Usually I can get away for a few minutes to catch a little bit of My Silver Journey in Thule on Sunday night, and by the time I was able to get away to get to a computer for a minute, they were done. So
yeah, I watched that today, and that was a good stream. That was a really good. Yeah. I couldn't get there last night. But I watched it today. It was a good stream, and she got a heck of a package from Akadaka.
Oh, cool.
And I learned something about, I think it was in that stream, or was that with her and MSJ? I mean, that's the one I'm talking about, isn't it? Good Lord. Pores always poured, open pores, always pour heavier than you, than you start out. Yeah. Gold Sniping Farmer says, yeah, well, you do. So,
well, you do GSF if they still had the what did they call it? Pillow Talk on WNIC in Detroit, you could have filled in for Alan Allman when he retired. So
I'm going to show you the proof that Thule is once again correct in open pores being heavier. This is what I was trying to cast here. Right? No buffalo, bison, whatever you would call it. But this is the first one that came out. And you can see, look at that. Hey. It's about 3 times as thick.
Yeah.
Man, when you get that stuff, this one didn't come out quite as. It again is a chunky monkey, and then this one's coming along all right. This one's going to be for my son. This one's coming along. I got some detailing to do, but it's coming. So it was fun so far. I burned the absolute crap out of my finger too.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Safety here with his PE. Yeah, I didn't. I poured some in the sand and I let it sit for like 10 minutes. And there was excuse me, coughing. There was a piece about, I don't know, the size of a pencil eraser, and I reached down and grabbed it and heard the little tss, and so
yeah, you hear it before you feel it.
So Mr. Pointer and Mr. Thumb on this hand got a little toasty. But I might. Mr. and Mrs. West Texas came in. Hey. Yeah, I went to see John today.
On the Facebook radio, right? No,
Absolutely.
but I think it's just we're so used to hearing GSF say it that if anybody else says it, it doesn't sound right. So
yeah. Monday night medals after this. Well, absolutely. And I may have to, I have in full disclosure here, I have a confession to make. I may have to step out for a couple of minutes. So Michi will maybe you can ask somebody to come up with you or something. It'd just be a couple of minutes. I didn't totally forget that it was Miss Lori's birthday. Because I actually recognized that fact this morning. She had a dentist appointment today, and she forgot it was. She thought it was tomorrow, but it was on her birthday.
It happens.
So anyway, she made it to the dentist, but I did have a gift for her and everything like that, and told her happy birthday. But we,
Mike,
I may have to step
you don't want me doing that. Trust me.
I may have to step out and do the cut the cake thing, and lavender oil. I'll try that. Yeah, I may have to step out and do the cake cut thing, and then come back in. But it was funny because she just laughed about this. We got out of bed and she goes, she was in the bathroom. She goes, "What is that? A new spot on her hand, like an age spot on her hand?" I go, "Yeah, it's a happy birthday." We don't count the years anymore. We count the spots. So she said, "Yeah, great. Now we can, instead of candles, we'll just count spots every time you have a birthday and see what's new." So I may go out for a couple of minutes on that, but
yeah.
Michi can sing happy birthday. Yeah, you could sing.
No,
Michi will sing for you. Yeah. Is that what you were talking about earlier?
No, you don't want me singing.
Happy birthday to her. Thanks, Miss Becky. And like I said, I didn't forget it. I just forgot about when we set the time up to do this. I didn't think about it being a birthday dinner kind of thing. But she's done cooking now for her birthday dinner. So I'm sorry, Lord, that ain't right. But hey, 7 Stacks. Yeah. Thanks, LBS. I'll tell her happy birthday. But well, what else is going on in Michi land up there?
Not a thing. Just glad the cold weather's finally going somewhere else, and hopefully people's minds get right again. And I know last night, like I said, last night was kind of chaotic. A lot of priority ones coming through the door, and it's
that's a level 1 trauma, right?
No, we're actually a level 3, but we get a lot of like the priority 1 medicals.
Okay.
And just a reminder for everybody: if you don't feel right, go get checked out, because literally, and without putting too much information out there, we had let's see, we had 6 back-to-back medical priority 1s come through the door. All heart attacks, and 2 of them did not make it. So if you don't feel right, get to your doctor. If you're having pains, in those certain areas,
that's how I discovered I was having mine.
Yeah, go to the emergency room, and keep in mind, they'll sit there and throw all these, well, if you have this, you have that, you have this, you have that. Go to the emergency room. All the symptoms are very different for women as opposed to men. Women get pain in different places. So if you're feeling like crap, go get checked out.
Yeah. Gale force winds in northern Michigan, gold snapper farmer. Who is this gale with all the winds? GSF.
Well, yeah, we're getting some serious wind today. Earlier today it sounded more like Halloween than January 27th outside. So
3D came in. Hi, 3D Woodworks. We're just trying to get you to that 250 goal, I think it was, that you had. And Vegas, no, I did not get Miss Cranky silver for Christmas, her birthday. I got her something that she wanted. So I took the high road there, as much as I would like to have done that. But hey, Fish is in. Hi, Fish. Yep. Awesome. Good.
My wife says I'm a pain in different places. As Mike just said. Mike said
you're
my
right.
wife says I'm a pain in different places.
I think, yeah. And it depends on the day too. Phony Bitter's in. What was that? Oh, well, I missed it. But anyways, Fish says he's at 210 pounds. You seen that guy? Did you see that post of his?
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to look just like him. He's pretty well done, I think, for a good, strong young man. There's Mr. Robert Wachowski. Hi, Mr. Robert. Yeah, Steve, and don't forget, everybody, that video that he posted, the prayer chain video, is up and running. So don't forget, if you know somebody with prayer needs, or you need some yourself, don't forget to go over there and check in there. We're checking it pretty regularly. Life, it's really funny because all this stuff started with my son. Well, it really has started coming to a head, and then Fish and I Fish started it, and he and I talked, and I said I'd love to be a part of it. As far as the prayer chain and all that, and man, things have just. Hi, Kevin Schick. Seems like all heck has broken loose since he decided that we should go ahead and do that. I think we'll have a video coming out too, maybe a collaboration one of these days. But isn't that funny? I mean, it's like, yeah.
Well, I think people are finally figuring out that we need more of that.
Well,
in the world, we've gotten away from it. And when I say we, it's just like our country, for example. It's just there's so much hate for religion and Christianity and all that other stuff, and we need it back in our lives. And like the school districts that took the Pledge of Allegiance out of their schools simply because it says one nation under God.
Yeah.
That's we need to put that back. I mean, and I'll tell you, I'm far from the perfect Christian, but I was born and raised, and I still believe. But you've got to watch who you say it in front of. You got to watch this, you got to watch that. No, we just,
Yeah, it's I don't care. And it don't matter. It don't matter. I'm trying to get the glare off of that. It doesn't matter what you believe. I mean, ultimately, I think it does. But there's a lot of room for more kindness in this world, and that's what that guy and I were talking about today. It's like, we've lost the ability, the community, and we've lost the ability to talk. And I told him about that the American government teacher I had back in junior college. And, to this day, that was, you know, I had that guy teaching me in class about American government. He was from Lebanon. He went on to be a
Mhm.
Missouri senator, and
Yeah.
I had him teaching me a lot longer ago than you guys. Most of you guys have even been alive. You
Mhm.
might have been a little kid, Michi, but the thing was that, and, to this day I say it, and it is that discussion should generate light, not heat.
Yeah.
And I really honestly believe the kid today was like, wow, that's really what we're missing. We can't have a
Right.
discussion and be civil with each other anymore.
Right.
And
Well,
it's
that's
ridiculous.
I go back to when I was in high school, and this one particular, you're talking about your government teacher. This was in high school for me. Uh, this one teacher in particular, I had him for world history in the ninth grade. I had him for American history in the 10th grade. I had him for government and econ in the 12th grade. And this guy, and I mean, and when I say this, I said, I love the guy. He's one of the best teachers I ever had. He was nuts. And he used to make you think, and it wasn't for anything other than that, because he was blood red, white, and blue, just like the rest of us. But he would bring in the opposing viewpoint on occasion to make you think. And it got to the point, by the time I got to 12th grade, he'd walk up to me and hand me a notebook and say, keep your mouth shut, write it down, because I would get into full blown arguments with these people.
That's funny you'd say that, because that
But
yeah.
he would, he would read everything that I wrote down. And the one time, and this was kind of a touchy time for me, because I had three really good friends that were over in the Middle East during Desert Storm. That was my senior year of high school. And they come in and they're preaching why there's no need for our country to be there, and this that and the other thing, and the whole big brother little brother thing. Oh, that's not the case. Well, that morning on the front page of the Detroit News was a picture of this Marine amphibious unit advancing from the water into Kuwait, and it was my best friend's unit that was on the front page of the paper. And that kind of fired me up. I filled a 3-subject college ruled notebook, front and back of each page, all the way back. And he went through that night and read it. The next day he walks up and goes, you know what? Everything you said in that book's right. But
That's
I made you think, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well,
And that's that guy that we learned from was
yeah.
the opposite. He would work both sides. There was
Mm-hmm.
me and two buddies of mine, and then most of the rest of the class, they were all a bunch of dumb rednecks. But
Well, this
that was
teacher I
redneck,
had,
Bill.
he was an old hockey playing hippie. Yeah.
There you go. See, that's not a combination you hear of very often.
Yeah, but you know what? He was literally, he's one of the coolest teachers I had the entire 4 years I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy left an imprint. He would encourage it and build it up to a frenzy, and then he'd say, "Everybody just kind of cool down."
Right.
Discussion should generate light, not heat. So,
Oh yeah.
it was fun. We got over here. Only mods can post links. Yeah, I don't know. Steve was going to post Fish was going to post a link, and Becky was wanting to know if that could be done.
I
And
think
somebody
you
else
do.
wanted to see it.
What I'll do is, if
Kevin
need
Schick
be,
wanted it
let me
too.
see. I know LBS is a mod. You're a mod, Cranky.
Oh, I'm a mod, but I can't do it because I'm in studio, right?
That's same thing with me. I'm doing everything straight out of StreamYard. I'm not on Facebook, so I can't do it either. So I don't know if LBS is still in the room, if he can throw it up there for me. Throw it up there for us.
Just a point, Michi, what's Facebook got to do with it?
Because I can't do the Facebook stuff if I'm not on Facebook.
Facebook? Uh-oh.
Or not Facebook. Facebook.
There you go.
YouTube. I'm sorry.
And there's my point.
I'm not awake yet. No, sorry.
Oh,
Right
that was
moment there,
great.
guys. Sorry, I can't help. I don't know where to find it. Okay. You know what we'll do when we get done here tonight? I will, because you can comment on a live after it's done. I'll go in and find the video and post the link in the comments on YouTube.
I'm in the process of trying to multitask as we speak. I can do it from my phone, can't I?
I
know
think you got to
anything
be
at
in
all.
YouTube to be able to do it.
Well, I'm in YouTube on my phone.
Okay.
I'm doing this. I'm streaming on my laptop.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, now nobody make fun of me. I know you can't see me, but my tongue is sticking out because I'm trying to multitask here, and I don't want to bite it. So let's see here. I should get a link. We can keep talking because I'm just about there. We
I know.
go.
I was gonna razz you. As we got that's a hockey thing. Sticking your tongue out while you're working.
Oh yeah,
My-
that's funny you'd say that because I've known a lot of guys that play hockey, and
Yeah.
Lord save us, Mike says, "Hi, Kansas kid." Mike says, "Lord save us, Cranky is multitasking." Amen, brother. Amen.
They
Uh,
I had to laugh because we used to make it a challenge when I was still married. My ex-wife's favorite hockey player, she had like the 8x10 pictures and the the trading cards and anything with his name or face on it. And the challenge always was to find one where his tongue wasn't sticking out in the picture.
well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it quite right. Oh, I got in. Ooh, Liberty sniped me. No, I got in before he did. So, there you go. How about that? Jayhawks, yeah. Boy, did they choke again? I 888 the Great's really been ranked on the Jayhawks this year, and I think he's doing that on purpose. Good old boy. But they always start the season like ranked number 1, and then they sink to the cellar and somehow wind up in the Final Four. But we'll see this year. Did you watch the Chiefs or the I think that Philadelphia and Kansas City's in this thing so that the Kelsey family can retire comfortably on the merchandising rights for the Super Bowl. What do you think?
The whichever one it is that's being drug around by the nose ring by Taylor Swift, he'll be living off of her money pretty soon. So
yeah, well,
because they made a statement on a video I saw earlier. It's like, so why is it that Travis Kelsey can do whatever his name is, can do whatever he wants, and doesn't get penalized for taunting the other team like everybody else does?
Yeah.
Because I guess somebody made a smug look at Mahomes yesterday and got a penalty for it.
My favorite play, I caught the end of the game, and my favorite, I have to say, it was not quite the end, but the absolute best, and I just fell off laughing, was when Mahomes ran the ball in and made the touchdown, and he went to spike it, and he looked like a 5-year-old with a blindfold on. Did you see that? It was the highlight. It was the highlight on the news around here today. It was freaking hilarious.
My problem with Mahomes, I mean, he's a phenomenal quarterback. I'm going to give him all that, but maybe it's because I'm old fashioned. Either get a helmet that fits or get a haircut.
Yeah. And being Becky says, I've never been a big any NFL team fan, but the Chiefs, obviously, because of the region I'm in, I'm kind of partial to the Chiefs, but you got to give the guy credit. He is good, but I thought Buffalo played him that second half. They came out and started running the ball again. They should have done that the whole game. And I mean, obviously they probably wanted to set up the the run from, the first half, but
Right.
man, they just shoved it right down their throat, and
Well, I
really,
had I
really
had to
surprised at
laugh.
the outcome.
I had to laugh because my son's one of the ones that I used to be the same way, where you've got an NFC team, you've got an AFC team, and his other team is the Houston Texans. Well, the night that they played, I think they played them on Thursday night football or whatever, Sunday night football, whatever it was. But the Detroit played the Texans, and they come out in their third uniforms, all red from head to toe. And I'm talking smack all 4 quarters. And my son's like, "Dad, what are you doing?" He goes, "Well," and I told him, I said, the worst part for him, or for the Texans, their quarterback is a Buckeye. And he goes, "Well, what's
Wow.
that got to do with it?" I said, "Look," I said, "he can't even, because their third uniforms were literally all red from head to toe." And I had a couple other things to say that weren't real nice, and I won't repeat on here. But
Fish,
like,
we'll
no,
see you later,
he's
buddy.
another one. He's another one, though. It's like, get a helmet that fits or get a haircut.
Yeah. Fish is going to the gym. Yeah, I think it's almost WWE kind of
It is. It's
stuff
getting there.
anymore.
And
It's
it's even,
Vegas.
we're waiting to see what's going to happen now because Gary Bettman is finally retiring. So we'll get a new commissioner of the NHL. I know Vegas said we stole Chelios from his hockey team back in the day. And, Chelios was one of those ones we hated him until he was on our team, and then we loved him.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like Dennis Rodman back in the days when. Yeah,
I feel bad because that's kind of disappointing to see how Dennis Rodman ended up because
yeah,
he was
he looks
he was
bad these days.
passionately known as the Worm when he was here because he could just sneak around and through people and just like slither through them and get the ball in the net or in the hoop. But and then you see him, his hair changed colors. He's got all these. I don't even know what he thinks he looks like now.
Hey, Southeast Stacker, how you doing? Yeah, and he looks bad. I mean, he's been rode hard and put out wet. He's been burning the candle, I think.
Yeah, he's been burning something. But
yeah.
but I will give him this as kind of screwy as he got after a while. He still got a heart of gold. I mean, like when it comes to like kids and charities needing help.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's one of the first ones there with a checkbook open, going, "How much you need?" So
yeah,
I'll give him that.
Very cool.
And like the hockey part. The one hockey player I cannot stand, and I will apologize to anybody that is a Penguins fan. I cannot stand Sidney Crosby. Never have, never will. I will say I like him better than I like Brad Marchand that plays for the Bruins because Brad Marchand is just I can't say it on here. I'm trying to be polite.
The views expressed by Michi Stacker are not necessarily those of the Cranky One or the YouTube.
Well, Brad Marchand, literally, they're debating right now whether they want to suspend him or not. He hit a referee, like open hand hit a referee, and should we suspend him or not? And my problem with Sid, as they call him, is the fact that he is much like Wayne Gretzky. He's protected. He can go into the corner, start a bunch of stuff, and then skate away and let his teammates, handle his business for him. And I'm kind of critical. I've always been a hockey guy. If Sid had to play under the same conditions that a lot of these other players have had to play under, he wouldn't be all that great. Just like they talk about how great they called Wayne Gretzky the great one. Well, he was another one that was protected. All you had to do was look at him cross-eyed and you get a penalty for it. If Gretzky would have had to play under the same conditions and they rank him better than Gordie Howe and all those, Bobby Orr and all those guys, had he had to play under the same conditions as them, he wouldn't have been the great one.
Yep.
Yeah, because you had guys that like Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr played far better, but they weren't protected. So, and that's the same thing with Sid. Now, Sid, he's another one off the ice, out of the arena. He's a great guy. You know, he'll
Yeah.
do anything for anybody. There's a video out there where he gathered a bunch of NHL guys together, and they went out to this arena where they play sled hockey, where it's, you know, people that are you know, wheelchair bound, and that they get out there and play sled hockey, and they had all these NHL guys that strapped on sleds and played sled hockey with these guys and gals, and they found out they weren't so tough when they were on a sled. You know,
Yeah.
but they you know, it just, no, there's some of those guys that you know, like, and I'll give credit to, and this is another guy I don't like Alex Ovechkin, plays for the Capitals, but he's clawed and scratched his way to where he's at. So I got to give him that. He's about ready, if he can stay healthy, to beat most of Gretzky's records. So we'll see.
210 says ping pong is his sport. The only thing about ping pong is that, you know, it's a grueling schedule. You've got 4,372 games a season. You know, it's a young man sport, right? 210. Hey, there's FG Stacker coming in. How you doing?
Yeah.
FG. Yeah, I had to throw that out there. I don't know. I galloped the horses by two. Being Becky had a comment about on two horses earlier, so I galloped the horses by. The special effects
see,
on
now
my
you got
in
four.
my studio are not.
You got the four horses. You got the four horsemen there.
I do have the four horsemen. However, technically, it still qualifies, but as two pairs.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. And this little thing back here, this was the most difficult thing in the world to make. This started out as a flat piece of metal. Oh, there's a name reveal. We're gonna have to edit that out. That's the thing about live. You can't, can you? Take it back, Ross.
Well,
anyway,
you moved pretty quick. I don't know how many people actually.
Okay, good. Yeah. This starts out as a flat piece of metal, and you have to find the exact center point of this big square piece of metal that you have. You have to do arc and radial layout to get the 5 points in the center, and then you have to kick it all exactly the same. I'm still proud of that piece.
Yeah.
Of course, that and $10 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks, but whatever.
Yeah, Starbucks. Yuck.
So which is better? Kevin Schick wants to know what's better, the movie Miracle or Slapshot?
Oh God,
I'd have to say Slap That Miracle.
There you
that's
go.
A sequel. That's a sequel. I think that never made the. I don't remember seeing. I liked Miracle. I thought it was kind of. That's the one about the U.S. team, isn't it?
Yeah, Slapshot was just flipping hilarious.
Yeah,
it just I can't put it anywhere. It was hilarious, especially all the Hanson brothers, and those guys are still making public appearances all these years later, you know, as the Hanson brothers.
Yeah,
but as far as the movie Miracle goes, that was, oh man, I still had like a designated bedtime when that happened in real life. And
golly, Michi, I'm gonna have to start counting spots here.
What's
making me feel old. I'm gonna have to start counting spots here. You're making me feel really old.
I'm sorry, Cranky.
No, that's all right.
Let's see, that was 1980, so I was 7.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but
oh my gosh, I think I left my walker too far away here.
when I was growing up, the house we lived in, my grandparents lived downstairs. It was what I call a typical Detroit 2-family house. You know, Grandma and Grandpa lived downstairs, Mom and I lived upstairs. So my grandfather tells my mom he's not going to school tomorrow. We got hockey to watch because they didn't play the game on television here until midnight Sunday night. You know, because they, for whatever reason, they said they couldn't show it till midnight Sunday night.
Yeah.
And so we did. We stayed up. We watched the game. You know, we got to see history made, all that good stuff. So that movie kind of had to tie back to my childhood and, you know, good memories with my grandfather and that. And but no, I think Kurt Russell did a phenomenal job in that. And the thing is, the coach got to see, the real coach got to see the movie before it went to final edit, and that because he passed away before the movie came out in the theater.
Oh wow.
That's but
kinda...
no, I think he did. If anybody remembers the real life coach, Kurt Russell did a phenomenal job. And even, you know, some the guys that played some of the players. I mean, oh gosh, what was his name? We had one of the guys that was on that team that eventually played for the Red Wings at the end of his career. And yeah, the guy you saw in the movie, that was the guy in real life too. And I've gotten to meet Mike Ruzioni a couple times down in Toledo, because he played for the Toledo Blades back in the day, and they include them in anytime there's like any kind of a Hall of Fame thing for the Toledo Walleye. They always include him in there, and like the Toledo Sports Hall of Fame and all that. So he's always in Toledo for stuff. You know,
Farmer
says
he was 5 years old. My gosh, really seriously. I just you
okay.
kids,
Well, now he's messing with both of us.
You're so cute when they're that age, aren't they, Michi? Stacker Man came in. Hi, Stacker Man. Who else just came in? Welchco. There's Welchco over there.
Yeah.
Polyface Farm, whatever.
I'm kind of jealous.
That indicates.
I'm kind of jealous because Farmer's getting ready to move to one of my favorite parts of the state. So,
yeah, Farmer, are you going north or south in your move?
He's going north.
He's going north. Okay,
he's going north.
Closer to,
yeah. That's he's going north to where the number one rule is if you decide to descend the sand dunes, you better have the physical ability to climb back up, because it's a $3,000 bill if search and rescue has to come out and pull you back up the hill.
Oh, so. Wow. He says I'm already up there. I didn't know
you'd moved already. Well, you're okay. So you are in one of my favorite parts of the state.
That's right. And he was talking about the beauty of small town postal service. I forgot about that. Yeah. Welcome to my world. Yep. Well, if we're open, you can get your stuff. If not, whatever.
Well, no, I think I told GSF this. I got family over in Empire, so yeah, he's saying F those dunes.
Yeah,
they're pretty to look at, but I wouldn't climb them. I climbed them as a kid. I'm too old for that mess now. But
yeah,
I was just talking earlier about it, and he'll know where I'm talking about. But not even open on Saturday. Oh my God!
The post office see, mine's open till noon on Saturday. But if they're gone to lunch, or if it's after 5, like the town I grew up in, you could get to your PO box regardless of the day or time, day or night, or whatever. And this one is closed at noon on Saturday. And when they're closed, you can't get to nothing.
Right. Well, the one down in Monroe is you can get to your box even when the customer service area is closed. But the one in Newport, if they're closed, you're SOL until they open back up. So.
Welchco's just slapping GSF around a little bit tonight. Get her done. You two obviously know each other.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me mute for a second. I got to take this. It's Grandma.
Yeah, no problem. Mine in South Michigan closes at 10:45 on Saturday. 10:45. Oh man. Yeah, ours the one over here in Newport stays open until 1. But I think it's 1. But yeah, Monroe, I think they're open until 3 on Saturdays. But yeah, that whole area up there I fell in love with years ago, GSF. Yeah. Traverse City, Glen Arbor, Empire, all that. Glen Lake was just, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. You could literally, for those of you who don't know this lake I'm talking about, and I don't know if GSF has ever been over there in the lake, but Glen Lake, it's divided into there's Little Glen and Big Glen. There's an area where it narrows down in GSF, you know what I'm talking about then. There's a highway that goes over the lake, so it narrows down a little bit. And then you got Big Glen over on the other side. And you can literally just about walk all the way across this lake, and the water never gets any deeper than chest high. But it's just, oh, God, it's gorgeous over there. So, and I know they got one in downtown Traverse City, but, the original Cherry Republic in Glen Arbor. One of these years I got to get up there and do some shopping again.
Sorry about that, fella.
No, you're good. We were talking about up north.
Oh, look at this. This is hilarious. Oh my gosh, I keep getting these. Yeah. I got to correct that. Okay. I'm not going to let you all see that mistake I made. I'm thinking, okay, so I got back here. I could get in here and type in the comments, and so I did, and it was like part of it was caps and part of it was lowercase, and
Yeah.
and I bit my tongue.
Yeah.
I tell you what. What's this Wednesday nights? Wednesdays used to be church night. Post office closed at 1300 like every other business. Where was this? I lost something there. Oh well. Must be small town. I love small town life.
Post office closes at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I had to crack up when my son was looking at colleges. He could have gotten like a mega good deal on tuition had he gone where my mom went. And
good night. Good night, being Becky. Thanks for coming in.
We went to do the college tour, and make a long story short, he said, "Dad, I can't go here. The town's too small. It's too no Vegas." She co-hosted last week covering for Cranky because Cranky wasn't here, and I believe she's got some stuff going on tonight, so she wasn't able to be here. So no, everything's fine. I talked to her earlier today. She's fine. Everything's good. So she's got some stuff she's got to take care of, and I'm a big believer in family first, and YouTube's not going anywhere. Do what you got to do. So, but no, she's good.
Is Falling still open in Rose City? That would be something for you guys. Oh, that's for Robert. Never mind.
No idea.
Never mind.
It's been forever since I've been anywhere near Rose City. So,
man, there's a lot of Michiganders in here, huh?
Yeah, GSF, I did too. Yeah, I talked to her earlier today. So, as I said, it's texting, talking.
We all know what you mean.
Yeah,
that is talking these days.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
I think back to there was an ad on TV where the kids at grandma's house, and he's over in the back room playing video games, and he texts grandma, so grandma goes over and picks up her phone. It's like, "Hey grandma, can you bring me another soda?" And it's like, really? You know what, GSF, she is so good at finding stuff. And I mean, she's done that with me before too. She'd be like, "Hey, guess what I found? I found something you might like." So,
Nice.
yeah. Well, I mean, heck, how else are you going to get a whole roll of 90% silver, Michigan quarters when you live in Michigan?
Yeah.
And she was there,
There
right
you
place,
go.
right time, and she goes, "Hey, look what I found. Do you want me to grab one for you?" Heck yeah! Just let me know how much I got to send you. So,
Michi, I'm going to step out for a minute for that aforementioned birthday cake bust
go
out,
right ahead.
and I'll be back in just a minute or two.
Go right ahead. Not a problem. We got you covered.
Sing to the clan over here, man. Sing.
Yeah, I'm not singing. Trust me. We'll lose all our followers if I start singing. So
Kansas Kid was in here. He could do it. All right. I got to step out a minute. I'll
there
be
you
right
go.
back.
All right, Cranky, go do your thing. So, Denver City. There. Yeah, well, yeah, she looks out for everybody, and I make sure, a lot of us make sure she knows how much she's appreciated, because she's always moderating. She must have like a huge file cabinet in her brain, because she remembers what everybody likes, what they're looking for in that, and when she makes her LCS runs, and yeah, super awesome person, great person. So let's see here. I'm just scrolling back, make sure I didn't miss anybody or anything here. Yeah, GSF, my ex-wife's aunt used to work for excuse me, for Cherry Republic there in Glen Arbor. So yeah, that's like, and for those of you that that have no idea what I'm talking about, Cherry Republic, cherries are a big thing in Michigan, especially northern Michigan. And this place, you can go in there and find, if you like cherries, you can find just about anything that you could think of with cherries on it. Like cherry salsa, cherry barbecue sauce. They've got 2 or 3 different kinds of cherry. We're from Michigan, so we say pop. Cherry soda, for those of you that don't live in Michigan. Let me see. I mean, just literally everything. It's good stuff. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they've got a pretty good shipping network too. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm one of those weird ones where it tastes better if I go and get it myself from the store. So, and we've actually got a national what they call it, national battleground over here by me. It's got a pretty big gift shop in there that in their welcome center that sells it too. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't taste the same. I got to drive the 4 hours and some odd minutes to get it myself. So, yeah, that's what I know their storefront. They've got the store. They used to have a bakery. I don't know if they're still doing the bakery with the pies and stuff. They had a bakery in there. They had like a ice cream soda shop in there. The store, I can't remember. I think there might have been like a 4th building there that had something in it in Glen Arbor. But yeah, I'm sure their processing center's probably over in Empire. But yeah, good place. It's one of my favorite spots. And then I don't know if I can't remember the full name. I just remember the Boondocks over there in Glen Arbor used to be a really good place to go get a burger and fries and ice cold adult beverage on a Friday night. So yep, that was good. And then I don't know. I can age myself. I remember when Traverse City, Gordie Howe used to have a restaurant in Traverse City. That was always a must stop when we were up there too. But yeah, it was. I haven't been up there in a few years. I got to get back up there, see what's going on. So yeah. Hey, I'm just there for the good food. the good food and the good cherry stuff. So and then let me think. Wait there, Cranky. Just hey, Emerald, just so you know, Cranky had to step out for a minute. It's Miss Lori's birthday. I had to do the Wings are down 1 goal. Well, yeah, they're trying. Well, some of them are trying. Yeah, it's Miss Lori's birthday, so Cranky stepped out for a couple minutes. They gotta do the happy birthday singing and cake cutting and all that, and he'll be back in a minute. So, yeah, I haven't been able to get into watching the Wings the last couple of years. I mean, I love my Red Wings, but oh, don't worry, Emerald. I wasn't worried about it. No, just letting you know in case he doesn't answer you right away. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Yeah, I haven't gotten into the Wings all that much the last couple of years. It's common sense with money and what they charge for a ticket and charge to park to go to an arena that nobody likes. And I'll say this a million times over. I couldn't stand Joe Louis Arena, but I miss Joe Louis Arena. I hate Little Caesars Arena. It's not I don't even know how to describe it. It's dangerous, especially if all you can afford is upper bowl, for a Pistons game or a Red Wings game. And they, the higher up you go, the steeper things get. And, already having a balance problem because of some surgery that I had a few years back. I'm not wasting the money to go down there. So I spend my money down in Toledo. We've got a, all right, Ellie, have a good night.
Night, Al.
I'll go down and watch our 2 farm teams. We've got, the Toledo Mud Hens for the Tigers, and because I can't stand Comerica Park either. We'll go down to Toledo and watch the Mud Hens, or during hockey season, it's the Toledo Walleye. Both farm teams for Detroit, and we can, it's more fun down there too. As a matter of fact, I was telling Cranky before we went live, my email's blowing up with Toledo Mud Hens opening weekend tickets and package deals and all that. And so, yeah, we're getting ready. I pretty much I'm done with the Red Wings for this year. So maybe next year, like our Lions, maybe next year. So, yeah, Emerald, it is. But like I said, the arena that the Wings play in now is not a fun place. And I've gone on the road and seen the Wings play on the road. United Center in Chicago, I like the arena, but some of the fans kind of ruin it for you. When Blackhawks fans come to Detroit, we treat them with respect and dignity, and you go down to Chicago and people are picking fights and throwing beer at you, and because you're a Wings fan. And I've also been, whatever they're calling the arena in Tampa now. I was there the first season it was open. As a matter of fact, I was at the first game they played there. That's a phenomenal arena. I'd love to go down and see Tampa Bay play at home again, but when the time comes. I think Cranky's back. I can hear him.
I am back. That was an absolute hoot. They sang her happy birthday, and some friends of hers got her one of those cakes where you open the box and big butterflies fly out all over the room, and it absolutely scared the socks off of Wesley. It was great. The peanut. And a little peanut pea in the living room tonight, I think. It was great. Poor little feller. He was just singing happy birthday, Grandma.
Yeah. I was just singing happy birthday, and all of a sudden, poof.
Yeah, he jumped, literally jumped about 3 inches up in the air and
nice.
Screamed. That was cool. Yeah. I'd watch it again.
There you go. Hey, Emerald, you know what? That's actually on our bucket list of places we want to go see a game. We definitely want to head back to DC and see the Caps play play their home arena. And I never realized it until my son and I were there for his 8th grade class trip several moons ago. The arena is only like a block or two away from the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. So we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We can go visit the memorial and then walk a block down the street and go see a hockey game. So that's definitely on our list of places that we want to go see a game. So.
And I grew up around the St. Louis Blues
Yeah.
franchise. Back in those days, they had some pretty good teams, but I don't know where they've been.
Exactly. Hey, Emerald, I hope he does it, because you know what? Never was a Gretzky fan. When they were all in Edmonton, I was all about the other 4 guys on his line, but I could never. No. But yeah, he's getting close. I hope he does it sooner the better, because we're not getting any younger, neither is he. So I hope he gets it done.
I took my youngest kid to Omaha Mavericks game, several years ago. But the first time he was ever at a hockey game, we had like smashing seats. We were like 4th row and center ice or something like that. It was great, and it was college. But I mean, these kids were getting after. They got a pretty good program. But he got the puck went over the glass, and somebody grabbed it, and he was running to grab it, and whoever got it, I think one of the ushers actually wound up grabbing it, and he walked down on and handed it to Colby. So that was kind of cool. His first
we have fun when we go down to Toledo, because it's not, it's everything's like up close in that, and some of these guys are the future stars of the league, but Kansas City has an ECHL team that's known as the Mavericks. And
oh, really?
I'll try to do the short version, and I know my son all these years later is still quite perturbed about it. He had what originally had been tagged as a season-ending injury, so he wasn't going to be able to play hockey. And I'm like, all right, we got to cheer the kid up. I say, hey, you know what? You pick the date, you pick the game, you pick the seats. Dad will take care of the rest. Take him to a hockey game. Let him, get him out of the house, whatever. Well, about a week before we were supposed to go to this game, he got cleared to play. And his mom wouldn't let him miss a game because he had already missed several. So he didn't get to go to this game where Toledo was playing Kansas City. And I'm sure even out there, you've seen the videos over the years of what happened here in Detroit back in March of '97, when the Red Wings got their revenge on the Colorado Avalanche. And that same style fight happened down in Toledo right in front of us. I mean, you could see the whites of the players' eyes.
until they got black, right?
Well, no, it was kind of cool. Even the goalies fought. I mean, it was it was crazy. Yeah,
you don't see them get out there very much.
And he's still ticked off because it was the whole fight started over the fact that his favorite player took a cheap shot, and then it just snowballed from there. And but yeah, Emerald, Mark Messier, he's on my list still to this day, even though he's doing TV for ABC and ESPN. He's still one of my favorites. So because he was on that infamous line in Edmonton with Gretzky, Curry, Glenn Anderson, and Paul Coffey. So
and I recognize like 1 out of 5 or 10 names that you're but I don't live in Michigan, so I
grew up in a house where hockey reigned supreme, and you had it was also back when all the Red Wings games were on local TV, so you got to watch all the Red Wings games. We lived right across the river, and I even get it at my house now, and I'm not right across the river anymore. Channel 9 out of Windsor. So you get Hockey Night in Canada. we were always watching hockey.
Yeah.
So, I got to learn a lot who a lot of these guys were. But
Now, is hockey the national? I mean, obviously, it's the national sport of Canada, right?
uh-huh.
I mean, is hockey like our NFL up there? I mean, as far as top draw for sports
No, they
teams?
actually. Well, I don't know what the draw is, but I know they've actually got the CFL up there, so they've got professional football. But I don't know. And from what I've seen, occasionally I'll catch a CFL game on Channel 9, but I don't think they fill the seats like like your Toronto Maple Leafs and
Yeah.
Montreal Canadiens and all those guys do. But yeah, hockey's a religion
Yes.
in Canada and Detroit.
I just saw that too. Yeah.
And yeah, Emerald, Bob Probert, yeah, straight up legend. Even with all the problems he had when he was here, yeah, straight up legend. Him and Joey Kosher, who they used to call them the Bruise Brothers back in the day. If you were to ever meet Joey Kosher, you can tell he was a tough guy because his hands each look like about 1.5 pounds of raw hamburger from all the fights he got in over the years. But where Probert would dumb him up, and then Kosher would get his hands on him. And Kosher was the one that would literally smash and demolish helmets.
Wow.
And there were several times where he hit a guy square in the top of the head and shattered the guy's helmet. So
note to self: don't piss that guy off.
Right? And I was watching a video today where they Steve Yzerman was Emerald and I got about the same time. Steve Yzerman was the man in Detroit forever. Anybody anywhere in the NHL, you say the captain, it was Steve Yzerman, because Stevie was the youngest player in NHL history to be made captain of the team in the entire NHL, and he was the longest serving captain for the longest time in all the NHL. But so a guy from Dallas went after Steve Yzerman, and I mean, could have seriously hurt him. And here comes Darren McCarty out of nowhere swinging. And a lot of people don't know, but I saw this firsthand myself. Bob Probert actually taught McCarty how to fight. He taught McCarty, and there's another guy that played for the Wings. His name was Keith Primo. Guy was like 6'6" and a bumbling idiot on skates. Yeah, he could skate. He could score, but when he started throwing punches, he couldn't stay upright. So I actually saw them one day. We were down at the arena for some special event that was going on, and Probert had them down in the corner after practice, showing them how to get the jersey up over the head, and how to swing and keep your balance at the same time. And but yeah, McCarty was a brawler, like Emerald said. McCarty was a brawler, but I still have the image stuck in my head of the '97 Stanley Cup Finals. He got the puck and goes flying down the ice and does this. I don't even know what the heck you want to call this movie did, and scored the game-winning goal, and the Wings won the Stanley Cup that night. But
nice.
Yeah, McCarty's a tough guy, but a very, very great guy. Especially he put his demons to bed, and he's a really good guy too. So
youth wasted on the young.
Well, it was kind of funny back when I was working at Chrysler. They used to do a thing here locally. It was a fundraiser for the United Way. It was called Battle of the Brands, and Chrysler would just pick 6 of their brands that they had, and people that were Chrysler employees, contractors, or immediate family of either could sign up to play, on the in the tournament. And one of my bosses got picked, so we go down for the games, and they bring in a bunch of Red Wing alumni to play with the Chrysler people and all that. and McCarty the one year was one of the ones that came into play. Well, these former Wings were supposed to stick around after the game to sign autographs and all this other stuff. Well, when we got to the end of the game, my boss was in. The only one that stuck around was McCarty. And at the time, I'm bumbling around with a new camera, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And I'm trying, and Connor, my son wanted his picture taken with McCarty. And I'm fumbling with the camera. He goes, "Give me a second. I'll be right back." I'm like, "Oh, there goes our chance." I'll be darned if he didn't come back looking for my son so that they could get their picture.
Nice.
And then, I'm waiting for a time where I can get both of them in the same place at the same time, because I'm going to show them that picture and go, "Hey, Mac, look at this. Can we do a redo?"
Yeah, there you go. Remember have you seen those things, those pictures?
So many years later.
Then and now, yeah.
When the kid came, the first picture, the kid came up to your nipple line. Now he's as tall as you, if not a couple inches taller.
And by the way, that's a good opportunity. Now, your boss, you said your boss was playing?
Well, my former boss.
That would have been a great night to see your boss bleed and not actually go to jail.
No, well, no, it was he was a goalie, and it was kind of neat because he had the opportunity. He could have gone on to play very high up, but something happened there his senior year of high school, and he damaged his knee, and all the opportunities went away. But watching him, because that was the last year that the Wings were in the Joe. So, he can officially say that he got to play hockey in Joe Louis Arena.
Nice.
And he's standing there looking up, and I've got pictures of him. He's looking up, just taking it all in, and all the retired player banners up in the rafters, and all the championship banners up there and that. So,
now, Michi, that's a good thing. You should do a Michi on the town thing with the sports facility there.
Eventually I will. I'm waiting for it to warm up, because downtown Detroit has its own weather pattern this time of year. And
dude, you get to there's a lot of history in that, right?
Yeah. The old the old well, let me rephrase it. The old arena, Joe Louis Arena, is gone. It was leveled a couple years ago. And they're building some high-rise apartment, hotel, whatever in its place. And but yeah, and what's kind of cool now is that all three of our major sports venues, because the Pistons play in the same arena as the Red Wings, are right there within a couple of blocks of each other. So I'm working on it. Once the weather breaks and I don't have to worry about getting frostbite.
Yeah, well, I'm down with not getting frostbite.
No, I'll be downtown doing some things. So, and
excellent.
Like I said, the end of March, opening weekend's coming up down in Toledo, and they party down there for opening day like they do in Detroit. Like the whole downtown just shuts down on opening day.
Wow, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know Toledo was.
Toledo is they're very very serious about their professional sports, just like we are in the Detroit area. And it's kind of comical. You go down there during college football season, especially in Toledo. Once you start going a little bit further south, it changes. But you go down to downtown, you go down to Toledo during college football season, you will see more U of M and MSU hats than you see Ohio State hats.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird, but it's cool.
That's all right too. I mean, the less of those, the better. Good night, Mike. Mike says he's got to run.
All right, Mike. Have a good one.
Emerald says, I feel like we lost everybody with our sports talk. This is Michi Stream, dude.
No, you know what? I know some people are here to talk silver and stuff, and we've always gone on the edge. Whatever comes up, we talk about.
Flying by the seat of our pants. We're still doing that. We're still flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. Well,
don't forget it, y'all.
I made in the description for the video. I said, those seats we always talk about? Yeah, they're frozen.
Yeah.
Because of the weather we had.
Amen. Tell you what.
But yeah, it looks like I was watching a video earlier from one of the guys up in Canada, or over in Canada, I should say, where I'm at. over in Canada where he's like he's very critical of the government over there, and justifiably so. Because and I'm not trying to give our former president anything, but they think Biden was bad. Trudeau's 5 times worse.
Oof. That's saying
but
something.
I guess apparently something happened, or Canada must have given in on something, because now they're saying that Trump's reversed his tariff feelings on Canada, so maybe that'll help us out if they go after precious metals, which I still don't see them doing.
No, they ain't gonna go. They ain't gonna go after precious metal.
No, they're going after cars and refrigerators and microwaves and TVs and smartphones and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and we all know where 90% of that comes from. So
the art of the deal is not always necessarily having to apply the deal.
right,
If you talk about it and get it done.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
Energy, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The Gulf of America.
I know it's getting crazy, because I know fortunately, I don't know how far outside the state of Michigan this story has made it. Fortunately, when it comes to energy, we've got some people in Lansing that are actually, like newly elected people that are like having a meltdown, no pun intended, because the DNR is selling off our state parks for them to build solar farms, and they sold off a huge chunk of one of our state forests up in northern Michigan near Gaylord for a solar farm. And those things, my understanding is those solar farms only have a lifespan of about 12 years. So once all that's crapped out, all right, now you got this land you can't do anything else with.
Yeah.
So hopefully, through change, that's going to get fixed. So,
well, I hope so. Gosh darn, that's some serious stuff. I mean, you guys got a lot of natural resources up there, and it's
and the other thing that I noticed, and this is, a lot of people whine and cry and complain about mining. Okay. And they had, and this is going back, oh gosh, maybe 20 years ago, company came in and they bought this property, and they said they're gonna mine it. They were looking for nickel, they were looking for, you name it, any metal that you can think of, they were looking for it. And part of it was state land, and part of it was property land that was owned by Mead Westvaco, the paper company. So they bought all this land, but they also bought several thousand acres in addition to, and gave that extra several thousands of acres back to the state of Michigan, because it affected their recreational trails, the snowmobile trails, ATV trails, hiking, cross country skiing. It affected all that. But that company came back and gave back to the state, so that they still had that, what they took over didn't affect the state any. But this bit with the solar panels, they're near Gaylord. I mean, that just, that's a raw deal for everybody. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, they talk about disruptive practices. That's about as disruptive as it gets.
Right.
They're just going to clear it, and they'd have to put solar farm.
They're going to level it. You're killing the trees. You're putting the animals out of the home. You're doing all this, that, and the other thing. And
that's insane.
And I'm not a tree hugger.
And those things don't perform worth a damn in cold weather anyway.
Right.
That's why you do it in the desert, folks.
Yeah. Or you do like one of the casinos out near Battle Creek does. They've actually got heating elements attached to their solar panels, because they run their whole casino off of solar. Yeah, they have no wiring, no like from power lines coming into the casino. So one of these days I will get up north and visit the UP. I have old family days. Yeah, UP is a great spot. That's one of my favorite places to go. So, haven't been up there in a few years, but I definitely got to get up there again. So,
well, you make it sound so far away, Michi.
Well,
That's like, ain't that the truth though? It's like, you know, I got
I gotta add, I gotta add like an extra hour and a half to the trip where I could, when I lived in, when I lived closer to my son, I could get to the Mackinac Bridge in 4 hours and then another like hour and a half west to Munising, and now I got to add another hour and a half to the trip. And you know, as you get older, you got to make more stops.
we ain't, I was gonna just
the
say
way.
we ain't getting any younger either, brother.
Right.
Uh,
And then, you know, from where I live, I have to go a different way to get there because it, you know, if I go, yeah, if I go the normal way, which, you know, everybody says, oh, just jump on I-75 north and you're there, man. Yeah, but when I do that, it's I'm having to go east to go west to go north. And it's like, why do I want to waste all that extra time?
yeah.
But the way I go now, it's, you know, it goes down to 2 lane, you know, 2 lanes in each direction a lot sooner. Then it opens up in the 3rd lane's an HOV only lane and this and that. And it's like, yeah, I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's usually a good way to travel anyway.
Yeah.
Do you remember Scott Silver, right? I mean, I haven't seen him
Yeah.
in the stream
I
here,
haven't
but I'm
seen
sure
him in
he's on
forever.
Stacker Social over there. But he and I first started chatting back and forth and everything, and he shot a video for Miss Lori and sent it over. He lives like 10 minutes from uh, the William Wallace Memorial
Right.
and Sterling Castle and all that over there. And
Yeah.
he said, I've never been there. It's like, dude,
Right.
it's 10 minutes. William Wallace is 10 minutes from you, man. You know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
so he went over, he said, you know what, I got to get off my arse and go over there and do it. And he did. And
Yeah.
I still have that video on that. It was pretty cool. That's an amazing looking country.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
it's one of these. You know, it's on my bucket list. So, because that's where my maternal grandparents came from, and you know, I'm definitely all about it. And that's the only part of my heritage I claim.
There you go. And that's all you need,
Right.
apparently,
Right.
because they're they're a hardy bunch.
Yeah. All right, Emerald. Have a good night, buddy.
Emerald says he's got to run. All right, Em. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Freedom.
Yeah.
I saw that movie
Which
a couple times.
they're still looking for it over there, and all.
Yeah. Well, you know, they had the opportunity. They actually did a vote a few years back about separating from the UK or staying in. They voted or however the votes came out, that it came out that they were staying.
I don't know that any
So
of them over there. No offense, to anybody from there that may be listening or listen to this afterwards, but I don't know that they would know what to do with freedom. Hi, check stacker.
yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah,
it
they've been
seriously. I mean,
they've been under the foot of the monarchy for so long that you know, I mean, like generations and generations and
yeah,
generations.
it never changed for them.
Right. And I kind of I had a guy one night that, you know, was playing this is at work, playing the race card.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, you know, you're oppressing me. I looked at him. I said, you know what? I said, look, I said, my family was my ancestors were oppressed too. I'm in the same boat as you. No, you're no. I said, no. I said, you ever seen the movie Braveheart? And he looked at me and he got real quiet. And he goes, I'm sorry, sir.
And longer than you, biatch.
No, but it's like, I was like, oh, the problem with Scotland is it's full of Scots. You know, that thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come over here a little closer. I couldn't quite hear you. Yeah. Well, you know, and I got Irish. I got Irish in me, and they were,
Yeah.
you know, us and the Chinese built the railroads.
Yeah.
And had to sleep underground and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to hear about your, you know,
My
complaints. And by the way, I never slept underground or, you know,
no.
hammered a railroad spike in. So, you know,
Well,
I can't really.
here's one for you. My first landlord was pure-blooded Irish, the very strong Irish accent, all that. It. Granted, he was older, so he's got white hair, but back in the day, he was Johnny Ginger, right? Bright red, fire red hair, all that. And he told me in that one big, strong Irish accent, when he found out I was of Scottish descent, he says, "You know something?" He goes, "You guys, you invented the bagpipes, but we perfected them."
Yeah. I heard a
Scottish.
Scottish.
I'll give you that.
I heard a Scottish comedian the other night saying, the Irish, that was actually a weapon of war. The Irish invented them and brought them back, or whoever, and brought them to the Scots, and the Scots weren't smart enough to give them back, and they it's like,
well,
and he was Scottish.
They say that during World War II, the Germans referred to the Black Watch, which was their special forces at the time in Scotland, as the ladies from hell, because you hear this god awful sound up at the top of the hill, and next thing you see are all these individuals in kilts coming over the top of the hill at you.
Yeah.
So
blood and veins in their teeth, and
yeah.
And this is my Scottish heirloom here, right?
Yeah.
Scheme do. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I got to get me some plaid wool socks so I can carry that in a boot.
There you go. Yeah. See, we used to have. There was a place just north of Detroit that. I mean, it's still there, but it's the kids got a hold of it, and it's totally changed and has no theme to it anymore. It was like, and we've talked about Frankenmuth and they've got the Christmas store that's always Christmas and all that. Well, this place was like a scaled down version, where they had a big store that was Christmas year round in there, but it was Scottish themed, Irish themed, everything. And in the back of this, because a lot of little individual shops and little walkways and that, it used to get real pretty at Christmas time with the lights and everything. But they had a Scottish themed store and an Irish themed store, and if that darn place was still there, I'd go up and find you your socks. But they're all gone now,
and I would wear them.
All I'd have to do is walk in and say, "Hey, this is the clan I'm looking for," and he would find them.
Yeah, there's a guy. There's a guy at the shop that Lori goes to get her hairs did. There's a guy that works in there that wears a kilt. And
oh yeah,
she's never seen him in any pants or anything. He's Scottish. He's a big old ginger, but he he doesn't care. I mean, that's his that's what he chooses to wear. And of course, in his line of work, nobody's really going to say much of anything about it anyway, but he's proud of that fact, and that's pretty cool. Yeah. Not everybody can rock a kilt.
No, you gotta, well, first off, you gotta get it measured properly.
Do you have longer ones for like evening kilts?
No, it depends on what style kilt you're wearing. Because I know you can find videos where there's a guy over in Scotland that shows you how he gets dressed every day. And in his case, he doesn't have a stitched, it's the old-fashioned wraparound.
Yeah.
So it'll come down past the knees, and it's got the piece that goes up over his shoulder and all that. Now, in my case, I always wore a piper's kilt, which, I used to nail people all the time, and they'd call, "Oh, look, you're wearing a skirt." No, I'm not. Roddy Piper in WWE, he wore a skirt. Because the piper's kilt, if you take the stitching out and you stretch the material out as far as it'll go from end to end, with all the pleats and layers in a piper's kilt, you got about 34 yards of material.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Well,
that's how we could stand outside on a day like today and nobody knew what we were wearing under our kilt.
Exactly. And that's, I think, didn't they like use them as a temporary, like they could pull it up and use one layer as a hoodie or, whatever. They were multi-purpose, multi-function garments. They weren't just.
Yeah, that's the piece that you see on most of your pipers where you'll have the piece that comes up over the shoulder. That's what that part was for.
You got your built-in blanket there, which is
Yeah,
cool,
exactly.
cool as heck. I'm all about
100% wool.
minimalizing.
Yeah, 100% wool. They were great in the wintertime, but you roasted your you know what off in the summertime.
Yeah, I've got a Scottish wool blanket
Yeah.
that my brother and sister and I sent her and
Hmm.
to England and Scotland on a trip, and she really, and Italy. I mean, she went all over, but
Right.
she was gone for 2 weeks. But she brought a Scottish wool blanket back. I still have it,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's a Highland wool, and man, it's like it is heat generating when you get underneath that thing. It's
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely. Yes,
Call,
it is.
call it the magic blanket because you could lay
Yeah.
a kid down there if they were ready for nap and their lights went out. Didn't
Right.
matter.
Exactly. Minute hits and they're done.
It's
Right.
outstanding.
Yeah. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Michi?
Well, I think you need to go celebrate Miss Lori's birthday with Miss Lori.
I think I
So,
probably should, but
and
don't again. For clarification, I did not completely forget it. Uh, I I I when we scheduled this, I didn't check my calendar, and
it
she
happens.
did get a gift in timely fashion. So
There you go.
save my
All
bacon
right.
there.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you know
Uh,
what we're gonna do? We're gonna wrap it up for tonight, and yeah, we'll get back here in a couple of weeks and do it again. I don't know. We're gonna do it on Cranky's channel in 2 weeks, or
yeah, that sounds like
okay.
a plan.
Yeah.
Haven't
So
been there in a long time.
right. So and just thanks everybody that stopped in. I know a lot of people had to drop off for because hey, life goes. So everybody that came in, thank you. Everybody that's still here, thank you. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. And you
Absolutely.
know what I'm gonna do?
And it
I'm gonna
wasn't
let
silver.
Cranky. I'm gonna let Cranky close it out this week.
All right. Well, you know what, Kevin Schick, you're right. You were paying attention, so you get an extra bonus chance to whatever.
There
Um,
you go.
but he was paying attention earlier. It wasn't
Yep.
silver.
It wasn't silver.
Opted for the thing that she actually wanted. So, note to you fellas, you married guys out there, um, do that. Get them a gift that they want instead of what you want, and you'll be a good man. Anyways, so you'll at least live another night, fight another day, whatever.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody coming in. Thanks, Michi. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, anytime.
Always a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sorry I had to dip out, but
No, hey, you know what? It's actually fun because we were all sort of a part of it. So that was fun.
Well, everybody, I'm always saying stay safe, shoot straight, keep stacking, and stack the right stuff, y'all. So I'm out.
All right, everybody, have a good night. We'll see you in the next one. Michi's out.